Good morning, students. Welcome to Chemistry Made Easy with Monica. Today I am going to start with chapter 4, Carbon and its compounds. Now, this is very important chapter for class 10th as well as those of you who are interested in opting sciences in standard 11th and 12th also, because in standard 11 there are at least 2 chapters based on this carbon, and in standard 12 there are 7 chapters. So if you understand the basic of this chapter, then it will be quite easy for you in your 11th and 12th standard to understand organic chemistry, which has a lot of weightage over there. Now, to start with, carbon is having atomic number 6 and atomic mass 12. Now, what do I mean when I say atomic number 6? Atomic number 6 means that it has got 6 electrons and 6 protons. Although it is also having 6 neutrons, but we stress on 6 electrons and 6 protons. Why? Because electrons are negatively charged and protons are positively charged, and both of them should be equal in number so that an atom is neutral. Why we are not talking about neutrons? Because neutrons do not have any charge. So carbon number is 6, so 6 electrons and 6 protons and 6 neutrons. Mass is 12, that means it has got 6 protons and 6 neutrons in its nucleus. Now, every element tends to obey a octet theory. What is octet theory? In the last shell, it can have maximum of 2 electrons if it is having only one shell, that is K shell, the first shell. And it should be having 8 electrons in the outermost shell if it is having K, M, N or any other shell after that. Now, because carbon is having atomic number 6 and mass number 12, the configuration is based on atomic number. So, K shell and L shell. K shell can have maximum of 2, L shell can have maximum of 4. That means if it is having 4 electrons in this shell, it is not following octet theory. Its outermost shell, that is L shell, which should be having 8 electrons to complete octet, is having only 4 electrons. So that makes it unstable. Now, what is the option with this carbon? It can lose 4 electrons so that it can gain outermost shell configuration of 2 electrons. Only one shell, K shell, so 2 electrons enough to satisfy octet theory. Or it can gain 4 electrons so that it can have in this L shell, it can have 8 electrons. Now carbon, see these I have shown only outermost shell. If it gains 4 electrons, that means it will be having 4 minus charge. Why 4 minus charge? Because extra 4 electrons are coming. So negative charge, 4 minus charge, that means it should be forming an anion. This is not possible. Why it is not possible? That it is not possible because if it gains 4 more electrons, the total number of electron now will become this 4 plus this 4 is 8 plus this 4 is 10. So this 10 negative charge is very difficult for this 6 protons to handle over or to manage, because 6 positive charges cannot hold 4 extra negative charges. That is why even though the number of electrons is 10, the number of protons remains 6. Thus, 6 protons are unable to hold 10 negative electrons. That is the reason why C4 minus is not possible. Okay, see the other case. If it loses 4 electrons, then what will happen? Again, not possible. It is not possible for this carbon to lose all these 4 electrons, because once we keep on removing the electron, the ionization energy which is required to remove the electrons, it becomes high and high at each step. जब आपने एक ये वाला इलेक्ट्रॉन रिमूव किया तो आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी बढ़ गई, फिर ये वाला रिमूव किया तो और बढ़ गई, फिर ये वाला रिमूव किया तो और ज़्यादा बढ़ गई. तो ये वाला रिमूव करने के लिए बहुत 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 ज़्यादा एनर्जी चाहिए, विच इज़ नॉट फिजिकली पॉसिबल. That is why forming a cation, that is positive charge C4, is not possible, because they will keep on removing the electrons and successive ionization energy becomes very very high, which is physically not possible. That means neither cation is possible nor anion is possible. So formation of anion and cation both are not possible. अगर एनायन और केटायन नहीं बनेंगे मतलब ये आयनिक बॉन्ड में नहीं जा सकता. तो अगर आयनिक बॉन्ड में नहीं जा रहा है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा इसको? इट विल अंडरगो शेयरिंग. दिस कार्बन विल अंडरगो शेयरिंग. नाउ दिस शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स give rise to a bond which is called as a covalent bond. What is a covalent bond? The bond formed between atoms by sharing of electrons. Now, how many electrons need to be shared to form a covalent bond? या कोई भी bond बनाने के लिए कितने electrons चाहिए? एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, दो इलेक्ट्रॉन या more than that? Sharing मतलब both the atoms need to contribute for bond formation. दोनों ही atoms को, जो दो atoms sharing कर रहे हैं, दोनों को ही एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन देना पड़ता है अपने वैलेंस शेल से, ताकि वो बॉन्ड बन सके. Which means that each atom needs to give at least one electron from its valence shell. Valence shell का मतलब outermost shell. Now covalent bonding can be achieved in two ways. दो तरीके से covalent bonding हो सकती है. एक तो ये कि sharing of electrons between atoms of the same kind. जैसे H2 है, दो H के बीच में, Cl2 है, दो Cl, सेम तरीके के एटम्स है ना, दोनों क्लोरीन के हैं, या O2 दोनों ऑक्सीजन के हैं. दूसरा तरीका हो सकता है शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बिटवीन एटम्स ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड. जैसे एक कार्बन और चार हाइड्रोजन, एक ऑक्सीजन और दो हाइड्रोजन, अलग अलग हैं दोनों एटम्स, अलग अलग हैं दोनों एलिमेंट्स. अच्छा, नाउ व्हाट इज ऑक्टेट रूल? All atoms except noble gases have less than 8 electrons in their valence shell, which makes them unstable. Thus, they combine with each other or with other atoms to attain stable electronic configuration. जैसे एक हाइड्रोजन दूसरे हाइड्रोजन के साथ अपना एक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन शेयर कर ले रहा है और दोनों को दो हो जा रहे हैं, दोनों स्टेबल हो जा रहे हैं. तो इस तरह से अगर, और दोनों स्टेबल हो गए तो मतलब दोनों के पास दो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हो गए. एक ही शेल है, के ही शेल है, तो के शेल के लिए हमको दो ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए, तो ये स्टेबल हो गया. इसके बाकी के आगे आगे हम लोग अभी एक्सप्लेनेशन करते जाएंगे, आपको एग्जाम्पल से बताते जाएंगे तो और समझ में आता जाएगा. अब सवाल उठता है, वाई डू एटम्स कंबाइन? कंबाइन करने की जरूरत क्या है भाई? नहीं है तो नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं. कार्बन के आउटर मोस्ट शेल में 4 रहने दो ना, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? आपको कार्बन का नंबर 6 है तो रहने दो. नहीं, द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एटम्स ऑफ वेरियस एलिमेंट्स टू अटेन स्टेबल कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन देयर वैलेंस शेल इज द कॉज ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशन. उनको स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए, उनको नोबल गैस का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन चाहिए, जिसकी वजह से वो शेयरिंग करते हैं और शेयरिंग करने की वजह से वो कंबाइन करते हैं. सो अगर आपको ऑक्टेट रूल का डेफिनेशन पूछते हैं तो आप क्या बताएंगे? द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ अटेनिंग द मैक्सिमम ऑफ 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स in the valence shell of atom is called as the octet rule. Okay, now does that mean covalent bond is formed only between atoms of same element? No. Then heteroatoms or heteronuclear molecules are also formed. What does that mean? That means a compound formed by atoms of different elements. For example, methane, CH4. This is a compound which you will be repeatedly using for different types of nomenclature. For whenever you study carbon compounds, this is the first compound which you will be studying. CH4, 1 carbon, 4 hydrogen. Now carbon again number is 6, so configuration is 2, 4. Hydrogen only 1 electron. So here in methane we have 4 electrons, so I have multiplied it by 4. Now see, this is 1 carbon, 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So these are 4 electrons of that carbon. Hydrogen, each hydrogen is having 1 electron. Now if this 1 electron of hydrogen and 1 electron of carbon, they form a covalent bond, then this duplet of hydrogen is complete. Similarly, this one and lastly this one. How is the octet of carbon completed? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This blue circle, this shows the octet of carbon. How is it formed? By sharing of 4 electrons with 4 different hydrogen atoms. This will be the structural formula of methane. Now let us talk about CO2, carbon dioxide. So whatever is present in one ratio, I have written it in the center, and 2 oxygens are there, so on the sides of carbon. Carbon again number is 6, so configuration 2, 4, oxygen 8, so configuration 2, 6. See now carbon 1, 2, 3, 4 outermost shell electrons, oxygen 6 electrons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, this another oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now this oxygen wants only 2 electrons, so 2 electrons are shared over here. 2 bond pairs are formed. Similarly, for this oxygen also 2 bond pairs are formed. This carbon also wants 4 more electrons. So 2 it takes from this oxygen and 2 it takes from this oxygen to form 1, 2, 3, 4 covalent bonds. And this becomes the structure. Carbon double bond oxygen. Here also carbon double bond oxygen to give the structure of CO2. Next example, ammonia, NH3. Nitrogen number is 7, configuration is 2, 5. So nitrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hydrogen, how many hydrogens are there? 3. So 1, 2 and 3 hydrogen. Now as you know, each hydrogen is having single electron. It combines with 1 electron of nitrogen to form 3 single bonds over here, and this is 1 lone pair of nitrogen. In this ammonia, 3 single bonds of nitrogen with hydrogen and 1 lone pair is present over here. Lastly, I would like to discuss a Venn diagram. What is a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram is a diagram in which there are similarities as well as there are differences. So now see, we are going to discuss the differences between covalent bonds and compounds, ionic bonds and compounds, and covalent bonds and compounds. As well as we will be discussing the similarities between the two also, or the shared features, what is common between them, the shared features between both of them. So ionic bonds are formed by ions. Covalent bonds are formed when a non-metal and a metal reacts, or it is a bond between two non-metals. Covalent bond is a bond between two non-metals. Ionic bond is formed when a metal reacts with a non-metal. Now in this case, in ionic bonds, electrons are transferred, whereas in covalent bond, electrons are shared. Here in ionic bonds, attraction between cation and anion, because ions are formed, so cations and anions are formed. In covalent bonds, ions are not formed. That is why attraction is between shared electrons and the nuclei. These ionic compounds can be solid at room temperature, whereas covalent compounds can be found in all three states of matter. Ionic compounds are hard and brittle. Covalent compounds are soft and much easily broken. They break. Now, ionic compounds are soluble in water, only water, whereas they are insoluble in organic solvents. Covalent compounds just opposite, insoluble in water and soluble in organic solvents. Because they are formed due to the transfer of electrons, they have high melting and boiling point. Covalent bonds have low melting and boiling points. Ionic compounds in their molten states, because there is a transfer of ions, they conduct electricity. They conduct electricity in molten state, whereas covalent compounds, because no ion formation is there, no movement of electron is there, they do not conduct electricity. Ionic compounds or ionic bond formation is a fast reaction, whereas covalent bond formation is a slow reaction. These were the differences between ionic bonds and ionic compounds. Now if I talk about the similarities, दोनों में समानता क्या है, दोनों में एक जैसा क्या है? Both use valence electrons to form a bond. दोनों में ही जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वैलेंस शेल में हैं वो ही बॉन्ड बनाने के काम में आते हैं, चाहे वो आयन बना के हो, चाहे वो शेयरिंग करके हो, लेकिन आउटर मोस्ट शेल, वैलेंस शेल के अलावा और कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते. फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन आर बिटवीन द एटम्स. दोनों एटम्स के बीच में, चाहे वो कैटायन और एनायन के बीच में हो, चाहे वो कोवलेंट के दोनों नॉन मेटल्स के एटम्स के बीच में हो, लेकिन फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन इज बिटवीन द एटम्स. दोनों ही केसेस में, चाहे आयनिक बॉन्ड बने चाहे कोवलेंट बॉन्ड बने, एलिमेंट्स after the formation of bond, that is now, have 8 valence electrons. After the formation of compound, the compounds have 8, the elements have, each element have now 8 valence electrons. And because of the bond formation, because of the 8 electrons, because of the complete octet, they are more stable. So with this I come to the end of my first video of this carbon and its compounds. Next video I will be doing on versatile nature of carbon. Till there, stay safe. God bless.